finishing off with this General Flynn story. Basically, he was the #1 target for the deep state fifth columnists. They want to delegitimize, they want to undermine, they want to sabotage the Trump administration. They're doing it in concert with both the Democratic and Republican establishment, along with the mainstream media. And the agenda is so brazen now that you had this story, which of course was up on Drudge. Alex talked about it. Russian insiders fear Washington establishment will assassinate Trump. Bearing in mind, let's emphasize, this was in Foreign Policy magazine, okay? This isn't some rumor off an internet forum. This isn't the Russian TV host saying this. This is in Foreign Policy magazine, a magazine printed by the Washington Post Company, a magazine edited and run by David Rothkopf, a top globalist, Council on Foreign Relations member, managing director of Kissinger Associates. This is the real deal. And in this article, they say Russian insiders, Kremlin insiders, are concerned basically that they will kill Trump. The Washington establishment will kill Trump. We've seen the entire mainstream media narrative backing that up for over a year now, that Trump's going to be assassinated, and you bet your bottom dollar, if an attempt is made on the president's life, they will celebrate it. They celebrate so-called Nazis getting punched, which is anyone who disagrees with them. They legitimize violence when it's used to shut down Milo Yiannopoulos' speech. They legitimize violent hatred across the board. You had New York Times columnists. You had other mainstream media hacks tweeting. India Knight of the London Times tweeting, when's the assassination happening? They've built the narrative for this for over a year. Now, Foreign Policy magazine is brazenly saying that Russian Kremlin insiders fear the Washington establishment will assassinate Donald Trump. Again, because they're the fifth column. They're trying to sabotage Trump. They are the military-industrial complex. They are the deep state, which makes it all the more ridiculous that you have all these leftists calling themselves the resistance when they couldn't be deeper in bed with the actual establishment that has poisoned America for decades, the military-industrial complex. Absolutely astounding delusion on behalf of the left. This is out of Breitbart. As Flynn resigns, Priebus' future in doubt as Trump allies circulate list of alternate chief of staff candidates. Now, there is speculation, as Alex has talked about at length, that Reince Priebus is one of these neocon insiders that has infiltrated, or at least is completely incompetent because he was responsible for the rollout of the travel ban, which was a complete disaster, not the policy, but the implementation of it. So now Breitbart reports many other potential Yateses in relation to the Obama Attorney General who was fired by Trump, holdovers from the Obama administration who have found their way into spots throughout the Trump administration, await throughout government. One source told Breitbart, quote, they're hiding like sleeper cells everywhere. White House and other government sources say there are as many as 50 of them throughout government, and Priebus has full knowledge of their whereabouts, who they are, and what potential for damage they may cause. So you're talking about at least 50 Obama administration holdouts that have embedded themselves within the Trump administration and are just waiting to leak more information, of course, putting the national security of the country completely at risk. They don't care about that. That's nothing to them because they're hysterical. They hate Trump. They've been driven by Trump derangement syndrome, mass hysteria. 50 embedded sleeper cells, Obama administration holdovers in the Trump administration, just waiting to leak more intel that the media can then spin into another massive controversy. So don't think by any stretch of the imagination that this is the end of it.
Look, I'm not going to sit here and say, see, I told you so, that communist Chinese-style net censorship was coming to the web, because it's already here. It's being announced. The way you keep the internet open and free is you get involved more than ever. Go to Infowars.com/app. A new battleship in the fight. Infowars Live, available right now. We're looking for a crew to man it. You gonna sit down and play games and be a trendy? Or are you gonna be part of history? Don't sit by and let the internet and free speech be stolen from you. Take action.